Hello friends. Firstly, Merry Christmas. So today let's solve 1224. Maximum equal frequency. We are given an array numbers of positive integers. We need to return the longest possible length of an array prefix of numbers, such that it is possible to remove exactly one element from this prefix, so that every number that has appeared in it will have the same number of occurrences. So when it says the frequency of an element, we will think of use a hash table. But let's first see the scale of these numbers. Actually, it's very small. So actually, we can use an array as a hash table. We need a count array, and that means how many times this number occurs. And we also need a frequency array. It means how many numbers have the same frequency. So for example, if this is a given array, we need to iterate from left to right. This 2 means 2 occurs twice, 1 occurs twice, and 5 occurs twice, and 3 occurs twice. And this frequency we iterate from left to right. When we meet the first 2, we get 1 equal to 1. That means the frequency of a number that means only one number have the frequency of 1. And then we meet the second 2. We should mark 2 equal to 1. That means 2, because this 2 occurs twice, so its frequency is 2. So the number of the frequency of 2 is just 1. Only one number has the frequency of 2. And we meet this 1. We should increment by 1. So 1 equal to 2. That means there are 2 numbers, their frequency equal to 2. Then we meet the second 1. We should increment 1. So that means 2 equal to 2. That means there are 2 numbers, their frequency equal to 2, so on and so forth. So this is the 2 arrays we used. Then as we need to get as long as possible, so we iterate from right to left. Once the current subarray is valid, we return the result. So let's think how many cases can we have? Actually, just 2. If current subarray is valid, we have 2 cases. One is we exclude the current number, because we need to remove exactly one element. So one case is we do not include the current number. Another case is we include the current number and we remove one element in the previous elements. So let's first think the simpler case. We delete a current element. What does that mean? We delete a current element. We should first let the frequency of the count numbers I decrement by 1. So for example, if the count 5 equal to 2, we first need to let the frequency 2 decrement by 1. And at the same time, we need to decrement the count 5 by 1. And you should notice the order. It cannot be switch. It should be we first decrement the frequency array, then we decrement the count array. And if we exclude the current element, that means the preceding element should exist in the final result array. So we just get the count of the numbers I minus 1 times the frequency of the count numbers I minus 1. If it's equal to I, we just return I plus 1. Otherwise, if we just delete one element in the previous elements, we just get the frequency of the count of current number and times the count of the current number. And if equal to I, we return I plus 1. Why this is I? Because for this example, currently I is equal to 7, right? Because we exclusive it, so the length of the array actually is I. And if the frequency and the count they are if the frequency times the count equal to I, we need to return the subarray include the current element, so it should be I plus 1. Okay, so that's it. Now let's write the code. We first need two array, which is a count, and the size is just 1 0 0 0 1. And we also need the frequency array. The size is also 1 0 0 0 1. And we also need the n equal to numbers dot length. And we iterate the array first. The count of numbers I increment by 1, and the frequency of the count numbers I increment by 1. And then we iterate from right to left, n minus 1, I greater than 0, I minus minus. One case, if we include the current element, that is, if the frequency of the count numbers I times the count of numbers I equal to I, we return I plus 1. Otherwise, we do not include, so we decrement the frequency count numbers I by 1 and the count numbers I by 1. So that means the preceding element should be included. So if the frequency of the count numbers I minus 1 times count numbers I minus 1 equal to I, we just return I plus 1. And finally, we return 1 because they said if after removing one element that there are no remaining element, it is still considered that every appeared number have the same number of the occurrences. Okay. Thank you for watching. See you next time.